Good morning. My name is Dan. This one's a little complicated to begin with, but at the same time, the simplicity and the stupidity of this matter is really where one should really focus their eyes. I don't know at this point if I express that I make movies in real life, it would be an effective strategy to express how difficult it is for the people that I'm dealing with to do basic routine things. But I've been working, we start work at 7:30 in the morning, is that correct, Jamie?
Yes.
So at 7:30 in the morning, right now it's 11:10 a.m. on the 26th. 11:10, and at 11 exactly, I'll be able to start what I want to say. I'm hoping to get an email from number of things being filed in Lustig. Notice of appeal, they received that. $605
For what?
for a notice of appeal.
Oh God.
Okay. It's interesting. All right. So I have no emails from Matthew Smora. Okay. For anyone who's not following this insanity, this guy and I think Jamie Solano, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Solano. Jamie Solano. Do you have a printout of the really
I'll print
offensive and illegal letter that was sent to Jamie Resnick? For anyone who doesn't understand this fact, I'm going to do the best I can to express it in the most common way possible. And when I'm done with this video, it's going to go to immediately uploaded, okay? Jamie Resnick is a human being. A human being cannot continuously be tortured and abused while simultaneously be accused of being the bully. Not only is it paradoxical, it is horrible, horrible look for the attorneys who have just perpetrated this letter that was sent out. Why? Before we received the letter, Jamie and I pulled out of the neighborhood and Mallory gave Jamie the middle finger. Maybe she gave me the middle finger. It doesn't matter. The point is that human beings who go out of their way to flip the bird to drivers on the road that are doing nothing more than driving. Jamie waves to her. It's on YouTube. It's on one of the videos that we filmed. They cannot simultaneously turn around and say that Jamie is doing anything wrong. And by continuously harassing Jamie through legal paperwork, for example, they sent her a cease and desist. Cease and desist from doing what? From trying to get her money back from being robbed?
Yeah.
From cease and desist from assisting me as her job in her capacity, fighting for her children? What are you cease and desisting? I'm going to read it right now. Dynamite LLP, a Massachusetts limited liability company, whatever. You know, everyone's entitled to representation. I'll be the first person to say that a personal attack against an attorney is not only lowbrow, it's both unprofessional and it takes away from the context of what you're about to say. So I'm going to read this right now and I'm going to express to you the exact dynamics. Dynamite LLP and Julian Smora Law LLC represent Mallory. So that's two law firms combined together in one letter. Whether or not that's cost effective or not, unless they're doing this job for free, they're both being paid money for something that easily can be communicated with me and Mallory through email. But to do that, you would have to actually recognize reality, and that's something they can't do. You, Jamie Resnick, are instructed to immediately cease and desist from engaging either at your own direction or at the direction of Daniel Reese's any further harassment of Miss Reese's. Some examples of your unwanted harassment are as follows. On January 21st, which was 5 days ago, You attempted to email. What does that mean? Attempted to email. If you receive an
I
email,
emailed.
wouldn't that you attempted to email Mr. Smorrow requesting access to Mrs. Resnick's house and demanding that you provide an item to her house. Let's read the email that Jamie sent so that everyone at home can see whether or not Mallory and her lawyers are lying through their teeth and creating a set of circumstances, or Jamie is a complete psycho. Let's take a look. January 21st, 2026, 7:42 p.m. Dear Mr. Smorrow, I am writing to request your assistance in coordinating the return of an item I need for my business that is currently located at your client's residence. I was told that you and your client would be compliant in these requests and that there would be no issues. The item is as follows. Mickey Mantle Triple Crown frame photograph. To ensure straightforward and documented exchange, I am agreeable to either one of the following two options. The item may be dropped off at the Livingston Police Department within 48 hours. Now this is Wednesday. Or the item may be placed in a bag outside the residence at a mutually agreed upon time, at which point I will retrieve the item without any direct contact. Please confirm by return email which option your client prefers or proposes an alternate neutral method if necessary. Like this, Jamie's willing to do whatever it takes just to get the item for her business to ship. Thank you for your cooperation in resolving this promptly and professionally. Rather than responding to the email or doing what was requested as per the judge's order, they wrote, on January 21st, you attempted to email Mr. Smorrow requesting access to Miss Reese's house. This is a lie. A lawyer is not allowed to just send this. This is sanctionable. So they will be filed sanctions just on one of these matters. Let me continue. You continue to participate in production and publishing of numerous harassing videos about Mrs. Reese's and her children on YouTube. This is not true. Anyone can look at any of these videos and there's nothing harassing that Jamie does or says about Mallory or the boys. This is a defamatory lie beyond lie. You are aware that Mr. Reese's children are not to be contacted by Mr. Reese's, including through social media, yet you are facilitating that attempt at contact, okay? First and foremost, I formally not only disagree with the judge's orders, I would like to address this matter in a court hearing. So I'm not contacting the boys. The boys can choose or not choose. I do not allow them to watch this content in an open form unless I specifically say, hey boys, this video is for you. In general, the reality of this entire thing is that the fact that the second part is about YouTube just shows how obsessed these two very unprofessional attorneys are with my social media. Thank you. You do not have to hit the like or subscribe button, I assure you. I know exactly who's watching what. On December 19th, 2025, you emailed Miss Solano a nonsensical abusive rant about Miss Reese's referencing her family court proceedings, of which you have no part in, which is not true. Jamie is a principal witness in both the FV matter and the FM matter to a point where she's not even allowed to sit on the trial. Yet the lawyer writes her family court proceedings, of which you have no part in, and discussing her children. This is again a lie. You have continued to maintain a frivolous lawsuit against Miss Reese's. Okay, let me explain to everybody, okay? Jamie was robbed of hundreds of thousands of dollars by Mal and her family through a consorted as well as a well-planned conspiracy, which has temporarily worked out. She has also perpetrated sale of a property that I have made the mistake of allowing her temporary control over certain financial aspects. That mistake has completely backfired on me because her true colors showed that she is much more willing to pay attorneys to lie on her behalf than to come to an agreeable settlement which can resolve all of this. You have continued to maintain a frivolous lawsuit. It is not a frivolous lawsuit if someone robs you and you sue them for it. That is not what a frivolous lawsuit is. And have maintained several frivolous lawsuits in bad faith. You have contacted Miss Reese's neighbors about some of your bad faith allegations in that lawsuit. You contacted neighbors?
I sent a notice of,
It was a legal formal notice?
Yeah, it
So
was
then
a
that's
legal
it.
notice.
That's it. You have
I'll tell
contacted for the lawsuit. You have contacted Ms. Neighbors about some of the bad faith allegations in that lawsuit.
this is what I said, mandatory
That-
evidence
it's,
preservation.
you do not have to express anything regarding any legal process. You are hereby noticed that Mrs. Reed demands you stop contacting her. When did you contact her?
I haven't contacted her since July.
This is either directly or indirectly through her attorneys. Any contact with Ms. Solano must be. You can't ask someone not to contact your attorneys. Okay? That's a violation of the rules of professional conduct because Ms. Resnick has material issues where she is a pro se litigant. As a pro se litigant, has had her litigants' rights violated through this letter. She is representing herself versus Mallory. Mallory has now, and her lawyers, demanded that she no longer contacts her lawyers, which is a violation of basic due process and litigants' rights. And not to mention that it's a violation of series of RPCs. This video can really go on forever, but
This was this was just the printout of what I had sent Jamie Solano.
and that is the conclusion. So this is called bullying. What Jamie Solano and Matthew Smora are trying to do is frame Jamie in a light that simply is not true. It's defamatory, it's illegal, and they have no regard for the oath that they have taken as attorneys in the state of New Jersey that they have just violated by sending one letter, let alone the hundreds of other things that Matthew Smora has done. I can continue this entire process, but rather than doing this, I think the most important thing is for us to focus on both an unnecessary, and this is for the Rosenblum hearing. So at the Rosenblum hearing, this video will be played to show that I have attempted to do everything I can to not file an emergent matter and to resolve this through non-court means, which have been stonewalled and have been manipulated and abused. Matthew Smora sent me a request to demand for a settlement. Matthew Smora, I am not presenting any settlements. I have presented 5 settlements. I am done. I've gone on YouTube and said, hey, here's the general framework. I'm willing to participate in everything. When you're ready to grow a set and send me an actual settlement, I will gladly review it off YouTube and discuss it off YouTube. YouTube is a public forum designed to preserve evidence and to publicly disseminate the flagrant abuse of the judicial system that humans that have passed the bar exam, pay basic license requirements to be licensed to be an attorneys, take it upon themselves to abuse and harass humans to submit to giving up on litigation that is both viable and a winning strategy. My name is Dan Reeses. I hope everyone understands that I don't give a shit about any records that I break or I don't break. I assure you that when I have a second break after this, I will show you that there were 6 world records that were broken in this one video. But nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about anything that I do because I'm outside of the algorithm. If you're lucky enough to see this, you have a choice. This could either be the most useless, insane content you've ever seen in your life, or this could be the most brilliant and original content that you've ever seen in your life. That choice is given to you by only one channel, which is this channel. There is no one on earth that is able to deliver content that is so extremely impressive, while at the same time so confusing and discrediting of the world that you live in. For example, you guys live in a world where you saw a bunch of drones in the sky a year and change ago, and not a single person discusses this. The President of the United States said that one of the most important things that he's going to do is release an agenda of why were there drones, what were they doing? None of that was done. I say no problem. I made a YouTube video, said we're not talking about this anymore. There were government experiments that were done, that's the end of it, leave it alone. That's the truth. That's the point that you're not able to comprehend. That the things that I say are so much more impressive than human beings that simply rant and speak about absolutely nothing, that the majority of the interesting things that go on during the day and I'm able to discuss far exceed the expectations of what a human that produces their own content, a television show, or anything remotely similar to what you see. This is the most original content in the entire world. Please understand that you can laugh at me all you want. There's not a single person that comes close to the format and the original segmentation of entertainment, which is so disliked that it is past the threshold of judgment and it exists all by itself. Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. And I will explain to you that the closest movie that I've seen in the last few years that describes the military strategy that will implement is really Napoleon. And the movie that describes my real job, should there be a very serious issue, is called A House Full of Dynamite. And in reality, Jamie and I, we just want to be happy. The best way to describe what is about to happen is Full House. I'm a dad who has found himself in a really awesome house that no one can understand how he pays for, which is one of the most important parts of Full House, is that he's living in like a $15 million mansion in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in San Francisco. But